All right, traders. So a little bit of a different kind of video because I'm red on the day. It's my first red day of 2019, and so I'm in the chat room, and stuff just started pouring out of my mouth. Not profanities, although those were in my head. But I found myself kind of explaining to our members where I was in my head after a couple failed trades. All right, I was still not, and I'm still not at my max loss limit. Everyone should have a daily max loss limit where no matter what, you just walk away. And I'm not there, and I wasn't there, but I still wanted to kind of share my mentality. So I thought, you know what, I'll make a little video and kind of recap what I was saying. And the only reason I'm doing that is because I think I could maybe help a newer trader avoid blowing up their account. All right, so I'm showing you SAEX, and I want to show you what failed today. And I actually don't feel bad about the two trades I took in this. Both of them lost, by the way, but I don't look at it and think I broke any rules, right? This, first of all, let me go to the daily chart. Absolute monster lately, right? Monster volume, it's climbing up. Let me get some of these bigger days out of it. As you can see, this is a really nice 2-day run. Now, I don't like to join people chasing after 2 days, but you can't argue the fact, look at the volume, look to the left, there's nothing like it. So you can't argue the fact we've got an in-play stock, it's a low float, and it's really made some nice moves, and I've done really well in it the last couple days. So let me go back to 2-minute candles and share with you my two losses, and then my mindset. So it's doing nothing here. This is the opening 2-minute candle. It comes up, kind of tests yesterday's close, but right back down. Doesn't break the low of day, right? So I'm just watching it. I thought, you know, this is one that after the opening 15 minutes or so, if it lights up the new highs ticker, could really squeeze, especially I'll pan out a little bit. You can see that yesterday's high was 475. So if this gets through the high today, 454 was the high. So if it hits 455, there's really, you look to the left, there's really nothing in the way for this to maybe rip through yesterday's high, especially the way it's been acting lately. So shorts can't push this through the lows. And all of a sudden I see it start to scoot up, right? Still no volume yet, but the next candle you see volume pouring in. My idea was just to get long right here or through the half, whichever way you're suited as a trader, you know, right in front of the half or through the half, because volume's coming in. Shorts couldn't take it through the lows. Recent high flyer. Yesterday's high is very close. High of day is very close, right? So you kind of had stacked catalysts. And even if people took it through that, we're looking for an immediate break of the high of day, which would be 455. So look what happens. It takes out the half, 450, hits 454 again, the exact high of day. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I would be terrified. Let me scoot that over. I would be terrified to short this at 454, knowing how huge this thing's been running lately, right? And the high of day is 1 penny above, and then yesterday's high is just above. I would never short this here. You know, I got long right in here, like I said, touches the high of day and does this, right? So I have to hit out, right? It's actually a huge warning when you're looking for a domino to fall or a catalyst to fall, however you want to word it. It's a huge warning when it doesn't fall. So I'm back out. So I've got a loss for the day. Not a bad one, but a loss. And I keep it on my radar because I thought, okay, shorts are probably going to be pretty confident now, right? This one couldn't break the highs. Now it's going to roll over. So shorts pile in. And next thing you know, it's right back up. Let me scoot back one there. Right back up again. So I call this again through the half. This is going to be my second attempt, looking for then, now 455 is going to be hit, and we're going to rip through yesterday's high. It does hit 455. That's a 1 penny above the high of day and fails immediately again, right? So I'm back out again. 2 losses in it. Kind of an ugly day. Again, still not my max daily loss limit that I have set for myself. Again, everyone should have one of those. But I don't feel terrible about either one of those now. And I told everybody I'm done with this one. And if it runs without me, it runs without me. It will be literally the 10,000th stock in my trading career to run without me after I lost on it. Okay, so that I can live with that. But I have a personal rule: I won't try something a third time, because then you kind of come into revenge trading. Plus the fact that it broke its high right here and failed. Again, I'd have been terrified to short it there. So anyway, then it does go and ends up taking out yesterday's high, but then falls apart. So I'm not surprised that this fell apart, because you could just kind of sense underlying weakness in it today. But anyway, long story short, red day. So the point of the video, I just want to share this with you. When I've had a couple ugly trades in the morning, in the past, I would have gone straight into revenge trading mode. I would have tried this a third time or a fourth time or a fifth time. I would have got bigger size each time. unless you've done that, unless you've had a red morning, and it's within your personal tolerance of pain, right? But at the same time, nobody likes to lose money. So unless you've done that, I'll just pick a number from my past. One time in my past, I was down $200 after a trade, right? I'm down a little more than that today, by the way, but it's nothing outrageous, right? Anyway, I was down $200, and that was within my daily loss limit, and I went into desperation mode, and I started taking, 5, 6, 10,000 shares of stuff I would have never taken that size before, and maybe even taken stuff that there's no real setups. I just felt panicked that I had to get that 200 back, right? This is how I used to trade. And what has happened to me is I have let a $200 loss. By the end of the day, I was praying to God to rewind the clock and just let me be down 200. I have let a $200 loss turn into a 5-figure loss, all because I didn't want to be down $200, right? So I was trying to share this with people in chat today, that it's more powerful when it's happened to you than my words could ever be. But what I do now is I draw upon the pain, because I don't know if there's any worse pain in the world than a trading death spiral where you're sick to your stomach, you want to throw up, you have your wife take your shoelaces away from you, and there's no worse feeling in the world. And so now when I'm down a little bit on the day, I draw from that pain, and I do not let myself panic. As a matter of fact, I told everybody in chat, you know what? I have kind of already accepted my loss for the day. It's not a bad loss, but I've kind of accepted it. Now, if I find an A+ setup and everything's lined up, I'll certainly take another trade, but I won't do what I would have done in the past, which was take it huge, right? Because what can happen then? 10,000 shares and you lose a quick dime. There's another 1,000 on top, and then you do start to feel desperate, because then you think, man, I just want to go back to being down when I was down, right? So since I'm aware that I have that in me, and I would say really everyone has it in them because we're human, being aware of that is a huge asset as a trader. Because now you can draw from the stupidity that you've done. You can draw from the pain. And now I've learned, hey, I've got a red day, but it's just an average red day. It's not going to affect my weekend. It's not going to affect my account. It's not going to destroy my trading career. But I understand that if I start getting stupid and getting desperate and taking sides and trying to get revenge, I could screw up, not my trading career. Well, I could, but I could screw up my, my monthly profits and maybe my 2019 profits if I go into some kind of spiral, and then I spend the next 2 months not trusting myself. I spend the next 2 months, trying to get the money back, and so I'm trading poorly, right? So I hope people can learn from this. Accept that small loss in the morning. Make sure you have a daily loss limit set that, once you get to this price, you're done for the day. And make that number something that's not going to ruin your day, not going to ruin your weekend, right? And so then you can just walk away, because there's always better opportunities as a morning gap play the next morning, or something from our overnight list. There's always better opportunities after the opening bell, and you've got a good fresh list of charts to choose from. Than there are once the morning's over and the market goes into a chop fest. The odds of you getting a big trade after that are slim, and the odds of you falling into a trading death spiral trying to get back to even or whatever, those are pretty high. All right, so I hope this helps, and I'm done babbling.